Welcome back to The Caregiver's Daughter. I'm your host, Danielle. I always laugh a little inside when my Nana calls me a superwoman, because if she could only see inside my head during a typical Tuesday night, she'd see a mom in the bleachers at a basketball game pretending to cheer while mentally drafting an email, reorganizing my all-med schedule, and shamefully calculating whether I have time to stop by her assisted living on the way home. My stepson fades in and out of focus on the court, and I am cheering, but I'm also battling this voice in my head saying, Danielle, you could be doing something a little more productive right now. But that's the irony. I run a home care agency designed to help seniors stay where they feel safest in their homes, and yet my own Nana, the woman who was everything to me growing up, is living in an assisted living home, and her number one wish was to stay home. And I couldn't make that happen. I carry that guilt like it has a parking pass to my soul. Right now, I have a grandparent in assisted living and 2 receiving home care, one from a family member and one cared for by my parents. And I'm juggling that while running a business, managing staff, showing up as a wife, and trying to be the kind of mom my kids deserve. And let me tell you, our house is not a quiet one. I have 5 kids at home. Yes, 5, which means on any given day, I am running one daughter to competitive field hockey, actually 3 daughters, arranging rehearsals and performances because all of my girls are involved in music, washing uniforms, sometimes at 11 p.m., and trying to remember if I fed the dog. Or, wait a minute, did I feed the fish? Yeah, wait, we don't even have a fish. My life is chaos, controlled-ish, with snacks. I am desperately trying to achieve it all as a leader, as a wife, as a mom, as a granddaughter, as a caregiver. But that inner pressure to be good at it all, to be a good influence, to practice exceptional time management, to seem put together, it can be heavy. And every night, no matter how much I did, I do go to bed wondering, did I do enough? On the desk in my Wyndham office, I keep a 5-minute glass sand timer. I flip it sometimes when I'm on the phone and rambling on what my mom calls squirrel chasing tangents. Danielle, get to the point. That's what I tell myself. But caregiving, real caregiving, it's not about getting to the point. It's not about a checklist. It's not linear. It is giving compassionately, consistently, without constraints. That's why caregiving isn't a job, it's a calling. I've listened to dozens of caregivers at AllMed share their stories, many balancing work with children, elderly parents, second jobs, personal struggles. We have single moms, single dads, grandparents raising grandkids, and every one of them pours out all day at work. And then they go home and they keep pouring and still go to bed asking the same question I do. Did I do enough? The true caregivers, they're often the quiet ones, the ones who don't list accomplishments or seek approval. They pass supervisory visits effortlessly. They show up, work diligently, and you barely hear from them unless you check in. There are days I'll hear a name mentioned in passing and think, who is that? I've never heard a complaint, never seen their name come across my desk, and our service liaison will light up and say, oh, they're phenomenal. The client adores them. Those are the people who fuel me to keep going, to do my part, because they remind me that quiet work is not lesser work, it is deeply powerful work. Maybe productivity in life is not about how much I do. Maybe it's about how deeply I care while doing it. Maybe sitting at that basketball game wasn't wasted time. Maybe my stepson seeing me there mattered more than checking something off my to-do list. Maybe my grandmother being somewhere safe, even if not at home, doesn't mean I failed her, but that I adapted in circumstances beyond my control. And maybe the 5-minute timer on my desk is there not to make me speak faster, but to remind me I can't make time stretch. Only I can choose where to place it. To every caregiver, every parent, every business owner, every person sitting in the stands while your mind is in the office, hear this. Your presence has value, even when your productivity doesn't. Quiet work still counts. Every pour, whether at work, at home, or in the assisted living room, is making impact. Sometimes achieving it all doesn't mean doing it perfectly. It means being present where it matters most, even when it stretches you. Tonight, I'll still probably count minutes instead of sheep, but I'll do it with a little more grace because I didn't just do enough today. I was enough.